Perseverance rover has an enormous mission to search Jezero crater for signs of ancient life and collect samples that will eventually be returned to Earth. It landed on 18th February 2021. The biggest, heaviest, cleanest, and most sophisticated six-wheeled robotic geologist ever launched into space is geared up to ace its mission. There are various ways that the mission helps pave the way for future human expeditions to Mars and features technologies that may be used in those adventures. These include testing a method for producing oxygen from the Martian atmosphere, identifying other resources such as underground water, enhancing landing techniques, and observing and understanding weather, dust, and other probable environmental conditions that could affect future astronauts living and working on Mars.
Key hardware features of the Perseverance rover. The Perseverance rover is a complicated machine built by some of the best scientists and engineers of the world. Perseverance's body and other major hardware have been built upon the success of NASA's Curiosity rover. They also include many heritage components. Perseverance carries 7 key instruments to conduct unprecedented science and test new technology on the Red Planet. For example, MarsCam-Z is an advanced camera system with panoramic and stereoscopic imaging capability. It can take high-definition close-up images for our scientists to analyze the composition of Mars's surface. The instrument can by itself also determine the mineral composition of the Martian surface and also assist with rover operations. Then there is the SuperCam. SuperCam is a camera that can analyze the chemical compositions and minerals from a distance. Planetary instrument for X-ray lithochemistry, Pixel. Pixel will provide capabilities that permit more detailed detection and analysis of chemical elements than ever before. The Perseverance also comprises of a spectrometer, Sherlock. Sherlock can view objects in different wavelengths of light. Most importantly, it uses ultraviolet laser to map mineralogy and organic compounds. Sherlock will be the first UV Raman spectrometer to fly to the surface of Mars and will provide complementary measurements with other instruments in the payload. Sherlock includes a high-resolution color camera for microscopic imaging of Mars's surface. The Perseverance also carries a very cool feature, MOXIE, the Mars Oxygen in Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. MOXIE will produce oxygen from the Martian atmosphere, carbon dioxide. If successful, MOXIE's technology could be used by future astronauts on Mars to burn rocket fuel for returning to Earth. Then there is also Mars Environmental Dynamics Analyzer, MEDA. MEDA is a set of sensors that will provide measurements of temperature, wind speed and direction, pressure, relative humidity, and dust size and shape. Importantly, the Perseverance also carries RIMAFAX, the radar imager for Mars subsurface experiment. RIMAFAX is a ground-penetrating radar that will provide a centimeter-scale resolution of the geologic structure of the subsurface.
Have you ever wondered how the Perseverance rover ever landed on Mars? Well, let me fill you in. 10 minutes before atmospheric entry to Mars, the rover got rid of its spacecraft. Then, as the rover entered the atmosphere, it began to heat up. It shot across the sky like a comet at a terrific speed of 12 to 13,000 miles per hour. Soon the rover activated a parachute which slowed it down. Then it separated with its heat shield, which was making it go tremendously fast. After this, the rover began to see the ground and identify where it should land using terrain relative navigation. This technology helped Perseverance to take pictures of the ground and identify where it should land. All this navigation had to be used because the rover was landing at a very hazardous spot. Hereafter, the rover separated from its back shell and parachute, lit up its rockets and began to hover above its landing spot. Lastly, above 20 meters off the ground, the inside shell rode the real rover and flew away. This whole process was called entry, descent, and landing, which is often referred to as the 7 minutes of terror. The 7 minutes of terror got its name because it takes approximately 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere to the bottom. Anything could have gone wrong. That's right, Perseverance could have crashed, or else maybe the parachute didn't slow the vehicle down, or terrain relative navigation didn't work. But luckily, with the advancement of technology, the scientists were able to feel the happiness of a successful rover landing after a long time.
These amazing loaded payloads will help us get to know our neighboring planet better for further exploration and analysis.
The March 2020 Perseverance team is made up of scientists and engineers from multiple disciplines, with international participation from countries and organizations around the world. The science team includes principal investigators from the US, Spain, and Norway, while numerous number of individuals make vital contributions without the mission could not be occurred. The key members of the team include Project Manager John B. McClellan, Deputy Project Manager Matthew T. Wells, Advisor Project Management Ganching Chen. These were the important people involved in the landing. But most important is Dr. Swati Mohan. She was a huge part of this mission because she was leading the landing. So she had a big responsibility on her.
The Perseverance rover is known as the advanced form of Curiosity and has many advanced and new tools. While NASA's Mars 2020 rover looks virtually the same as Curiosity, there are a number of differences. One giveaway to the rover which you're looking at is Perseverance's aft crossbeam, which looks a bit like a shopping cart handle. Perseverance will collect rock core samples, which NASA is hoping they will be able to retrieve by another rover or aircraft and save them for possible future study by scientists. Curiosity studied samples collected on site using the rover's onboard laboratory. Perseverance also has a larger hand or turret which has the coring drill, two science instruments, and a bigger colored camera. This camera has a special feature which can navigate it for a close-up surface inspection and also selfies for engineering health checkups. Engineers redesigned the Mars 2020 Perseverance's rover wheels to be more robust due to the wear and tear the Curiosity rover wheels endured while driving over sharp and pointy rocks. Perseverance's wheels are narrower than Curiosity but bigger in diameter and made of thicker aluminum. This also makes Perseverance heavier than its predecessor, Curiosity. Several rovers have been sent to Mars, but in terms of technology, Perseverance is the best. Its goal is different too. They are trying to figure out if water is available there and if it's suitable for human life. We hope Perseverance succeeds in its mission.
NASA is a US space agency that explores space. It was founded by Dwight D. Eisenhower on 1958 1st October. NASA was created in response to Soviet Union's first satellite, Sputnik 1. It was made by the US government by passing the legislation. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Steve Jurczyk currently heads NASA.
Ever since the 1960s, Mars has fascinated humanity. However, its past is even more interesting than its reddish surface. Let's travel back a billion years ago when the solar system had two planets which contained water, Earth and Mars. But Earth, as we know it today, is the only planet which has life and water, while on the other hand, Mars completely died out. Now, water is only visible on Mars through icy polar caps. Its atmosphere is also very thin and its temperature goes below 225 degrees Fahrenheit and is also covered with carbon dioxide. The first mission to Mars was by the Mariner 4, and the Viking 1 was the first spacecraft to take pictures of the red planet we know of today. The past of Mars indeed is very interesting, but what we have planned for the future? NASA just recently, on February 18, 2021, landed the Perseverance rover on Mars. Curiosity could be a good reason to why NASA made this attempt, but the real reason over here is far more interesting. The main intention for this mission is to see if Mars can be the new home for humanity. NASA is also working on a space capsule called Orion, which will act as a ferry for humans to go to the moon and beyond. So by the 2030s, Mars is hoping to land the first set of humans on Mars. Mars could also potentially be our future home. So here's to a better and long lasting future.